medium to appeal to members of our party not to allow themselves to get too provoked to a point of taking laws into their hands, but to remain resolute in their support to the present administration led by His Excellency Sir Siminalayi Fubara until justice is served.
Recall that PDP members supporting Governor Siminalayi Fubara were attacked during a pro-Fubara event in Ahoda West and Eche local government areas. The police later summoned the chief of staff to Eche local government area for questioning after a viral video. The outcome of the invitation is unknown. The Rivers representative in the NDDC Management Board, Tony Okocha, has urged Nigerians to remain patient with President Bola Tinubu's administration amid the current economic challenges. Mr. Okocha, representing the chairman of the NDDC Governing Board, Chidu Ebie, during the flag-off of the NDDC Solar Electrification Project at Ken Sarowiwa Memorial Park in Bane Community, Kana Local Government Area of Rivers State, said President Tinubu's administration is committed to the country's economic development.
I want to thank Mr. President for the caliber of persons who are members of the NDDC board today, and also tell our people that Mr. President is not sleeping, and to say too that what we're experiencing today in Nigeria is not peculiar to Nigeria. It is seemingly a global problem. What is important is that there is a zest, I see the effervescence in the President in trying to churn out financial solutions to the problem of the Nigerian nation. The President's renewed hope mantra is not mounted, it's real. We should be patient with him and pray for him, and of course give all the support that we can.
He also emphasized the need to acknowledge and immortalize those whose contributions led to the establishment of the NDDC. He revealed that the NDDC has awarded a contract for the construction of a 5-kilometer road in Bane community. Correspondent Mekotoka reports that some stakeholders from Ogoni ethnic nationality, including an environmental activist Celestina Ubari, Caroline Nabo, and Harry Sarowiwa, commended NDDC for the project.
You don't know the significance of what you've done here today. Beyond your office, the Ikwere people and the Ogoni had a relationship which Obiwali built. But what you have done today is to rebuild that relationship.
Women of this community will appreciate you. Ken Sarowiwa and Dr. Obiwali will appreciate you. There have been other politicians, and I can make bold to say that if not you and Ikwere's son from Rumigbo, we have high prep. This is Ken Sarowiwa's tomb. You are here today to pay homage, with not just to politicize or to socialize, to come and pay homage, but you came here with a project. Who has done it?
I want to thank Tony Okocha having the time to think about my own family and my own community.
Now, following the discovery of over 40 illegal oil wells in Rumebe and Moha River State by the army, a youth leader in Rumebe, Umeka Ovunda, says those handling pipeline surveillance must improve their services. Mr. Ovunda said this in an interview with correspondent Soyobi Oruwari.
The community is not aware. They have appointed people that will work on surveillance. And when a worker did not pay a worker for 1 month, 2 months, what do you expect them to do? They will go back home and sit and forget about the job. So those people holding the contract, they should try and pay the worker so they will respond to the fee. They don't have motor, they don't have bike, they're on their own. So they came to my office and report.
The youth leader said a task force will be inaugurated to go after the crude oil thieves in the area.
Because now I want to set up my task force that will work against this illegal bunkering stuff. Because I'm still working over to see how we can rehabilitate some things in the community. I want to inaugurate my task force on Sunday. I've appointed them last week Saturday so they can commence duty from Monday. I promise you that such activity will not take place in Rube.
Moving on, the Senate has directed the Police Service Commission and the Nigerian Police Force to recruit a minimum of 10 candidates from each of the 774 local government councils in Nigeria. The resolution was reached as a result of a motion moved by Senator Emmanuel Memga. National President of the Association of Senior Staff of Banks, Insurance and Financial Institution, Olusoji Oluwole, says the failure of the Central Bank of Nigeria to regulate the Bureau de Change Operators BDCs is the reason the dollar black market keeps flourishing. He said this on Nigeria Info FM's Morning Crossfire.
I think it's just a case of the regulator not doing what they should have done several decades ago by taking them off the street. Because, it's just like street trading. Somebody goes out and tries, nothing happens. One more joins, another 3 join, another 5 join, and before you know it becomes a full-blown market. I think the regulator failed in their own responsibility of regulating the people that they had licensed, checking their operations to see that they were working in line with the rules and regulations of the BDC.
Mr. Olusoji also admonished Nigerians to look inward to resolve the problem of naira depreciation rather than accuse others.
We who are complaining are also part of the problem because we are the ones feeding them, and what they simply do is that they are buying it off us and holding it, or we are also holding, hoping for rise. So when you look at that odd $500 there, the $200, the $5,000, the $2,000 being held in the hands of several people all around, it becomes a major problem. So while we are accusing banks, while we are accusing the government, while we are accusing the regulator, we should also look inwards and see the role that we play in this.
As you may know, officials of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) recently arrested some bureau de change operators in Kano, Abuja, Lagos, and Port Harcourt as part of measures to stem volatility in the foreign exchange market. Still to come, President Tinubu faults NLC protest. Stay with us.
The former youth leader of PDP, Ikwere local government.
President Bola Tinubu has left Lagos for an official visit to the state of Qatar. The two-day visit, which is at the instance of the Emir of the State of Qatar, Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, aims to further strengthen cooperation between the two nations in several areas, including security, cultural exchange, and economic development. Yesterday, President Tinubu said the recent protest by the Nigeria Labour Congress was politically motivated. The president said this during his address at the inauguration of the Red Line Rail project in Lagos. He condemned the protest, stating that holding protest within 9 months of his administration is unacceptable. The president added that if NLC intended to engage in political activism, they should wait until the 2027 elections to choose a new president.
The labor union should understand that no matter how much we cling to our freedom and rights, forced strike within 9 months of an administration is unacceptable. If you want to participate in the electoral process, wait until 2027. If not, maintain peace. You are not the only voice of Nigerians.
Amid concerns that grappling with the high cost of living may lead to a mental breakdown, Professor of Health Education Golda Ekenedo is advocating for more self-care in times like this. Professor Ekenedo, a lecturer at the University of Port Harcourt, tells our correspondent that cutting costs is necessary to survive the current economic challenges in Nigeria. She said parents will need to register their children in schools they can afford.
WHO defined health as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. Many parents are in a state of depression. How do you explain to your children that you cannot pay their school fees? Yet it's a reality. Parents must understand that you must not look at keeping yourself at a certain class when you know you are no longer there. If you force yourself to go beyond your limits, you will go down mentally. Parents should learn to manage resources according to their income, prioritize their needs. You'll be able to foot the education bill for your children.
Moving on, Nigeria's only radio debate tournament for teens, I Beg to Differ, continued on 92.3 Nigeria Info FM's in Port Harcourt yesterday. Tracy Young and Victor Favor debated the topic, Is free education in Nigeria truly free?
The case of easy access in basic education cannot be denied, as we have seen that the primary education provided by the government of Nigeria is free for all. I repeat, free for all, with no financial barriers.
Is free education truly free when it is not complete? Remember the quote, half education is dangerous. The UBE education is designed to be free to children from ages 6 to 15, which is junior secondary school and below. What then is the fate of senior secondary school and even tertiary students who face yearly increment of tuition fees?
The judges declared Victor Favor qualified for the next round. The second debate had Emerald Handsome and Bassey Miracle debating on the topic, Children should have a say in family decisions.
It is important for the children to understand that their opinion matters and that their voice is valuable. Involving children in family decisions would help create a good sense of responsibility and ownership, and as well encourage them to think critically and develop problem-solving skills.
Almost every decision made by child is influenced by peers, society, or even another adult. That makes it difficult for the child to peer into the future for informed decision.
After consideration by the panel of judges, Emerald Handsome qualified for the next round. I Beg to Differ continues on 92.3 Nigeria Info FM in Port Harcourt today from 11 a.m. 16 debaters are competing for the 1 million naira prize. The winner will also represent Port Harcourt at the final in Lagos State. The program is streamed live on all the social media platforms of Nigeria Info FM, and it is sponsored by Nwigwe University.
And now, we'll bring you news from around the world.
The Russian government says it will introduce a 6-month ban on petrol exports from today to ensure it has enough fuel to meet domestic demand. Despite being the world's third largest oil producer, Russia has suffered irregular fuel shortages since last summer amid high demand and repair works on refineries. That's a wrap on the news this morning. Before we go, let's have a look at the major stories. Rivers PDP is demanding the arrest of those behind a Che rally attack. Youth leader has vowed action against oil thieves in Rumebe, River State. President Tinubu has faulted NLC protest. And on the foreign scene, Russia is to ban petrol export for 6 months from today. The news was edited by Chioma Ezenwafo. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I'm Ifechukwu Mwanyali. Many thanks for listening.